The senator from New Jersey.
I ask unanimous consent to speak for up to 5 minutes.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I regret that I come to the floor to announce my opposition to one of President Trump's political nominees, Ms. Linda Blanchard. To be honest, I cannot even believe that we are considering her nomination on the floor of the United States Senate. U.S. ambassadors are supposed to represent the best of America to nations around the world. And I challenge my colleagues, Republicans and Democrats alike, to look at this nominee's record and tell me with a straight face that Linda Blanchard should represent the United States anywhere. Look, I've made a good faith effort to work with this administration to confirm a number of well-qualified individuals to State Department positions that are vital to advancing America's interests around the world. I don't think anyone can deny that. But there are some nominees who just raise too many red flags. And I raised this to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in a letter I sent in June of 2018, shortly after his confirmation. I explained that a number of nominees before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee had demonstrated histories of questionable temperament and judgment, of questionable conduct, of Me Too issues, just to mention a few. And I expressed my hope that we could work together to find qualified nominees to the U.S. Department of State. I'm disappointed that that effort went unheeded. Ms. Blanchard has a history of using Facebook as a platform to post incendiary, false articles, and disturbing statements. For example, she once shared an article titled, quote, "The Clinton Body Count Expands. 5 mysterious deaths in the last 6 weeks," resurrecting the vicious lie and preposterous conspiracy theory that President Bill Clinton and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have systematically murdered political opponents and associates. Then on Election Day of 2016, she posted on Facebook, quote, "May God our Father paint this country red with the blood of Jesus," inappropriately using religion as a blunt instrument in a political campaign. She has also shared articles by the far-right conservative Tribune, some of which were taken down for failing to meet its editorial standards, quite literally fake news. What is perhaps most disappointing to me is that 2.5 years into the Trump administration, none of this is particularly new. We have had Trump diplomatic appointments call for putting political opponents in prison, such as Kyle MacArthur, President Trump's ambassador to Kenya, who tweeted on election night of 2016, "Hillary for prison." No, really. We have had Trump diplomatic appointments already at their posts make totally inappropriate and inflammatory forays into American politics, which is taboo for the Foreign Service, such as in June of this year, when Carla Sands, President Trump's ambassador to Denmark, appeared to accuse former President Obama of a, quote, "attempted coup d'etat in America." The United States ambassador in Denmark, June of 2019. And we have had Trump diplomatic appointments embarrass the country by making false claims and then failing to take responsibility for them. Pete Hoekstra, appointed by President Trump as ambassador to the Netherlands, has claimed that there were, quote, "no-go zones too dangerous to enter due to Muslim migration." And when asked about these statements, Ambassador Hoekstra claimed that they were fake news until he was confronted with footage of his own words. Mr. President, this is not normal. We cannot grow accustomed to this kind of disgraceful behavior. We cannot look at the poor behavior of already confirmed nominees and conclude that we should lower our standards when it comes to Ms. Blanchard's nomination. This is the United States Senate, supposedly the world's greatest deliberative body. We should examine the fitness and qualification of every single individual nominated to be the face of America in nations across the world. We should expect our ambassadors to represent the United States with dignity, respect, and sound judgment. And we should remember that America's role as a leader of nation rests on our moral standards and greatest values. Something is wrong if we willingly confirm people to these positions who repeatedly spread fake news, baseless slander, and the most despicable of conspiracy mongering. For these reasons, I'll be opposing the nomination of Linda Blanchard, and I urge my colleagues to do the same. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.
Are there any senators in the chamber wishing to vote or to change their vote? If not, the yeas are 55, the nays are 41. The motion is agreed to. The clerk will report the motion to invoke cloture.